All right, welcome back to Cricket for Americans. Nick here.
Gabe, the Night Watchman.
And we are here for what kind of video, Gabe?
Cricket Convos, another installment of Cricket Convos. Brand new installment. Sometimes we're not going to talk about an entire test match, or we don't want to wait until the end of the test match to talk about specific performances. And honestly, I thought about Cricket Convos because I had missed the test match for my West Indies, but I was like, wait, I gotta go ahead and talk about this amazing performance, that 395 chase that we had, and of course the individual performances of Bonner. Right? He had what did Bonner have that first? I think he had 93 in one inning.
He had like 80 something, and then the next match, he got a pretty big score as well.
Right.
I mean, what are we talking about today? Because this guy is absolutely incredible.
We're talking about Ashwin. And I gotta say, Ashwin, I was an Ashwin fan dating back to the IPL, right? Because he dealt in the IPL, man. This dude's a savage and he can bowl. And Nick, I remember when we had our predictions with Jamie Alter on this match, Nick said, hey, he's going to get 11 wickets. I was like, whoo, that's a lot. But then going back, this shouldn't be a surprise because he also dealt in that first test match and he got 9 wickets that first test match. He was a leading wicket taker on both sides. So this should be no surprise, but he did something a little bit more special, not just getting that fifer in the first inning, but busting out that century. And Nick, I know you're the India fan. I just like good play. Obviously, I enjoy good cricket. But did you expect this? Because I remember you saying on the prediction show he's going to be the biggest, wicket taker. I think you called 11. I was like, wow, really 11? Did you expect this?
I didn't expect a century. I'll tell you that much. So this guy got a fifer and he got a century. He got a fifer in England's first innings. And then he got a century in India's second innings. I didn't expect that. Again, and maybe it was a bold prediction on my part, but we know that India is spin friendly. We know from day one of the second match that, man, it was turning way different than it was in the first match here in Chennai. But whether it's turning or not, whether you're in an area that's spin inducive or not, or let's just say if it is, you still got to get those wickets. It's not a guarantee. And to England's credit, in the second innings for India, I think Moeen Ali got 4 and Jack Leach got 4. I mean, the spinners are definitely, they're eating big.
Yum, delicioso.
I don't want to take anything away from what Ravi Ashwin is doing, but we understand that it's spin friendly, it's turn friendly. But this guy, is he the best spin bowler all-rounder in the world right now? He might be. He might be in test at least, because this guy, he was doing it in Australia. Now he's doing it in India. You can't really say, oh, it's just at home, because this guy is dominating right now. Let's look at the wickets that he got in that first inning, okay? Sibley, after 25 balls. Is that Sibley? Not really, because Ashwin got him. Daniel Lawrence, I still say he doesn't really impress me too much, but he got his wicket. Joe Root, he didn't get the bowling part of it, but he caught Joe Root's wicket, and that's a huge wicket for crying out loud. Stokes, I'm sorry, the old-fashioned Gabe, beautiful appetite, liking, bowled out right there on Stokes. And then just for some extra, he got himself some Ollie Stones saying, no, not on my watch, brother. You're only going to see 4 balls. I'm going to get you out of here. This guy was a monster. And you say, okay, but Ashwin is fantastic. Ashwin's in a league of his own. We expect him to get that 5. But then he gets 100. And I'm not going to go all out, and I'm not going to say India's going to lose this match if he doesn't get that century, because they were already going to lead by – you take away his century, they're still leading by 330 runs.
Okay.
But in the situation when he came in and England and their spinners started taking advantage of that pitch and that dust bowl, it was like 106 for 6 or something around there when he came in. You see 106 for 6, you're like, oh, we're going to go out at 150 if we're lucky. But him and Kohli had a beautiful partnership. And then he extended that partnership with any tail ender. Anyone want to hang with me? Anyone want to hang with me? I mean, he had a beautiful partnership with those guys. He got himself a century in India with the fans there going crazy. Some guy shot a video of his him getting that boundary that went behind him for the 100 to seal that deal, and everyone's going crazy. That video's got like 1 million views already, for crying out loud. What he did is absolutely phenomenal. And I'm not going to say this is the only time someone's gotten a fifer and a century in back-to-back innings, okay? But it doesn't happen that often. And so we just wanted to talk about how amazing this feat is going into day 4. More than likely, India's going to sew it all up in day 4. But when you don't have Boomer out there and he's a pace bowler, when you don't have some of your guys firing like you hope them to fire, you're telling me that India, as dangerous as they are, let me get the exact stats right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're telling me your 8 batsmen who's there for his spin can get a century, for crying out loud? I'm calling it right now. Double centuries in his future. Gabe, what are your thoughts?
I think that for all the people, and I got a little hate, it's all good. But for all the people that were, calling me a blasphemer when I said India is the number 1 test team in the world, that I didn't believe New Zealand should already be in, I'm sorry. Here's the thing. India can
dig himself deeper.
I'm just saying, listen, my Australia, right? The biggest knock on is if Steve Smith doesn't go off, batting, we're in trouble. We need Steve Smith and we need Lobashank in the worst way. India can have several guys not hit, and they still, brothers, like you said, he's a tail ender, and he's giving you a century. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And it's like, listen, I'm not my West Indies, forget about it. We're just now building, and you know what I mean? But listen, we cannot lose certain guys, and we're not going to be, this team is so deep, Nick, and that's why when they put out the test team right at the beginning, we were like, what? How do you leave off this guy? How do you leave off that? We were crying, and we finally got Shubman Gill. We're like, where's Shubman Gill? Where's Benoit? Where are these guys? Listen, they don't have a prayer, not as deep as this team is, to see, especially, some of the younger guys like Padikkal that I've been calling for, because India is so deep, bro. They're so deep. I feel bad for guys like Padikkal. They may not sniff the test team for a few more years. You know what I mean? Just being real. I feel bad for Benoit. I love Benoit. Robert Benoit, he's got that weird, funky delivery. I love him. And these guys, who knows when you can bring them in, because we're forgetting, Ashwin did not play in that first test in what was it?
He didn't play in, I believe, the 4th match because of injury. And I don't think he was in the first match, I believe, in Australia.
Right. And they still, right now, we're forgetting about Jadeja. They got Jadeja. No, this is a Jadeja-less team. They're so deep. It's infuriating. I'm sorry. It's infuriating because I know my West Indies aren't there, and I know, my West Indies for sure ain't there, and neither is Australia. So that's why I'm like, are these, ICC standings, are they taking into consideration how many games were played at home, how many games were played on the road? Let's just be real. And, I think England is one of the best sides in the world. They're top 2 or 3. I'm telling you, they're top 2 or 3. And they got manhandled. You want to say, it's spin friendly? Well, yeah, guess what? Spin friendly. Other guys got out. He didn't get out. All right. When he's batting, yeah, it's spin friendly. I still got 100, cousin. Whole lot. You know what I mean? Like it's so beautiful, impressive. And we expect, right? I expected, we were complaining. Nick, and Jess said, hey, you know what? For this next test match, we need to drop Rohit Sharma. You know what I'm saying? We need to drop Rahane. Rohit Sharma came out and gave us $160, cousin. We expect that. That's like,
I appreciate that, Gabe, but I was dead serious. I was so mad, but I appreciate that little help right there.
To do that. You're supposed to do that. If you're England and we're like, okay, we're still in this 100 for 6 or 106 for 6. Let's get these last few wickets and another 100 on top of that. That's deflating. That's deflating, man. And it is so impressive. It just really is. And honestly, how can you hope That's why I love tests, because it's not even just a test match, it's a series. How can you expect to beat India in a 5 or 4 game test match, or tour I should say, at home? Even on the road is tough, cousin.
That's why sports is tough. That's why these athletes are resilient. England humiliated, in my opinion, India in that first match, and England sit there, not that they would, but proverbially saying, how do you guys expect to beat me? And then we bring you an Ashwin. Good answer. Good answer. Right? And now India. Hopefully they don't get too overconfident, because they're going to the new stadium for the next 2 test matches. And we'll see how that pitch plays. But Ashwin is now, in my opinion, for me at least, he's now one of those guys, again, that you cannot consider dropping. You got Pont on that list. You got Ashwin now on that list. You got Boomer, unless he needs a rest, on that list. You got Kohli. You got Pujara. There's only so many spots Rohit, he made me look like a complete moron, because he was a savior, in my opinion, for this match, but that would be for our 3 wickets. But Ashwin, you got to give it up to the guy. A century this guy pulls off, and he gets a 5 for back-to-back innings. It's unbelievable. I don't want to jinx anything, so I'm not going to say it's over yet, even though they have a commanding lead, and England's already lost 3 wickets. I'm not going to mess it up for all of India, but...
You see the face? You see the face? Listen, you can't get those right now in Vegas. You couldn't find one sports book that would take action right now against India. I'm not going to
say it.
Not one. They're like, what are you, nuts? They've lost 3 wickets already. They're chasing what? 400? No way. I'll tell you right now, it's over, cousin. Let's look forward to test match 3. Just say it, man. Just say it.
And you're right. There's no Jadeja. It's like, but we got Ashwin. How do you have this? And, everyone was talking about Kuldeep Yadav, and to their credit, whatever. The guy only got 6 overs, for crying out loud. He only got 6 overs because Ashwin's like, I'm hungry, and I'm here to play. And I loved his enthusiasm when he got his 100. He was losing his mind. He was celebrating, and he deserves it. And, it's unbelievable. This is how scary India is, right? When they're playing this way. We can talk about the bounce back with, Kohli as the captain, but we'll save that for our 3 wickets. We just wanted to focus on Ashwin here. And all I got to say, Ashwin, he's obviously an all-rounder, top class, right, in test. He's also a YouTuber. He just got himself a whole lot more content for his channel once this match is over. And all I want to ask is Ashwin, Ravi Ashwin, if I can call you that, say some crumbs for us, please. Say some crumbs. You're dominating in test, and now you're going to dominate in YouTube. Can we get even close? Can we sniff Lot A, for crying out loud?
Can the brother get on Lot A? Can the brother get on Lot A?
He creates his own content. He creates it. He's like, you know what? I want to have 3 million views in my next video. I'll just go get a century right now.
He said, could you imagine if he puts videos of himself bowling and he gets copyright strikes? He's like, I'm bowling. It's my foot. Could you imagine? Bro, you don't think that they would do that too? YouTube would do it in a heartbeat. You cannot use official game footage. I'm the one bowling. I'm in the footage. What are you talking about? Could you imagine? That would be fun.
But that'd be hilarious.
Like you said, there's not enough room. In a perfect scenario, everyone is healthy, right? I can't wait for our 3 wickets, because Lord Siraj, I love me some Lord Siraj.
He got himself a wicket.
It's got to be Mohammad Shami's coming back, right? It's got to be Mohammad Shami, of course, along with Boomer. He ain't going anywhere. You can only really go with 4 bowlers because you got so many batsmen. You have to. Is Ashwin a fixture once Jadeja is healthy? Like, does he have to be in the? So then that's it. So then it's going to be Jadeja. So you're going with 2 all-rounders, Jadeja and Ashwin as spinners along. Look at Nick. He said, nope, he's not going anywhere. Yep.
Listen, if you go to, I don't know what the place is where it spins the least, okay? But if you go to that place and you have your squad there and you got like your guys and your Kohli and you got to choose like 11. If I'm Kohli and they're like, okay, it's either Ashwin or this serious pace bowler, we're not sure which to choose. Ashwin's more spin friendly, blah, blah, blah. If I'm Kohli, I don't care if I'm in the least spin friendly place ever. I'm going to look at that pitch. I'm going to say, it looks like a turning pitch to me. Ashwin, get in there. Come on, not even a question.
Oh, man. Because I'm thinking, like, again, so many other guys. And I'm sorry, Siraj, you're left off. Once Jadeja's back, he's going to be in there. He's going to be in that side because that bat is serious, is consistent. So I'm like, there's just not enough, there's not enough innings to go around, bro. There's not enough innings to go around. I'm telling you, man. But what are your parting thoughts? Obviously, we're gonna go up 1-1. I know you're trying to be humble, but I was rooting for England. You were rooting for India. England won the first test match. India is listen, the sun's coming out tomorrow. You can't find a bookie in the world that right now would lay any odds. And if you do, go ahead and hit us up on Boring Reviews on Boring Reviews, or even on CFA, Twitter, or whatever, because I want to know what bookie that is. I may have to lay some action. Because who in their right mind is going to say, yeah, England has a chance? Stop it. So it's 1-1 right now.
Drummer Boy will find a guy for us. Drummer Boy likes to take that action.
Drummer
There's
Boy's
a name drop for it. I know you got like your next paycheck on this match. I know you do. But I'm just joking around. But yeah, I mean, my parting thoughts are it's crazy right now with all this cricket. Ashwin's doing amazing things. You got your West Indies, right? Where it looks like they were going to blow that match, and they won by like 7 or 9 or 18 runs or something minimal
runs,
like that.
Cornwall, baby. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
Cornwall,
I mean,
get it, cousin.
They basically choked in their second innings. You're talking about just a few runs, but they won that match and they swept that series. So there's just so much going on. Ashwin, you are the man. If I ever doubted you, which I probably did at some point, I apologize big time. And you are on that list where people can't touch you. You're on the MC Hammer list, my friend. But everyone, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let us know if you like our cricket convos. And until next time.
Got 6 runs.